Welcome to Creative Care Friday. I'm Teresa and I'm back and we are collaging a little bit today. Yes, there's a free download. I'm trying to get my time lapse going because this almost 60-year-old brain will forget. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to Creative Care Friday. Cheers to you. Have a little sip and we will get started. So good morning. This is your tracer. It is 3 large flowers. We're going to call them sunflowers today. I made 2 copies. Your tracer does not have the numbers. I labeled in flower 1, flower 2, and flower 3, and then I labeled the petals because we want to try and put this back like a puzzle. We'll see. We'll see. And that's why I have 2 copies. So I have this copy, and then I cut out my 3 flowers. So this is 1 flower and its petals. This is the 2nd flower and its petals. And this is, here it is, the 3rd flower and its petals. Okay? I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to show you what I made the other night, which has inspired this project. Isn't she cool? Do you love her? I love her. I love her. I think I'm going to make cards out of her. I really, really love her. I love my background. We're going to do something similar to this today. Maybe not as involved because, try and keep it simple here for you guys. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to turn you guys around, and I have a little bit of a funny story. Okay. So let me close this up. We don't need her just yet. I don't need this just yet. And I'm going to get out my silicone mat. Okay. And my flowers. Now this is the bottom flower. Okay. I should have put them on the back because we're going to cover the front and then we're not going to know which is which. So I'm just going back and putting my letters on the back. This is not going to matter. It's obviously the circle, and this goes in the bottom corner. So print, cut like a puzzle, collage, and glue. And I'm going to get started. This is a couple of steps here. So we're going to be hopping back and forth and all around. I have this. I'm almost done with this. This is really fun paper. I got this from some dried, what do you call it? Lavender. I got on Amazon. It was rolled in this paper. It was really pretty. All right, let me shut the sound off on here. There we go. And then this is my yellow folder of yellow collage papers. So I don't want to lose these, my flowers. Let's just set this up here. And so if you want to get fancy, you could, here's a few browns. These are nice. If you wanted to get fancy, you can multi-collage each petal. And what I mean by that is put a piece, put a piece, put a piece, put a piece. And now you have this collage effect. You're going to glue it down. Or you can do what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to collage each petal with one solid piece of paper. Okay, we don't want to get too involved here and too difficult. I mean, it's up to you, but that would be another level of collaging. And we're just going to stick to one piece, one paper. And the easiest thing to do, I put glue on my piece, and then I'm just going to lay my piece down. Just like that. A little squishy there. All right. And I'm just going to cut this off because I want to use this again. I'm going to just put that aside. And we're going to keep doing that for all these pieces. I'm going to find a piece of yellow that I like. And I'm just going to keep going. So anyway, who remembers some sayings their mom had? Did your mom have some crazy old-fashioned sayings, idioms, whatever, that she used to tell you all the time. My mom used to say, be a leader, don't be a follower. She used to say, show me who your friends are, I'll show you who you are. What else? And the biggest one I just found out yesterday, which is weird. So with Halloween coming up, I've been researching Halloween and Halloween projects and Halloween stuff. And in the past, I don't know, 5 years or so, I've become a huge fan of Edgar Allan Poe. So yesterday, I was doing some research on Edgar Allan Poe and looking up, craft ideas and journal ideas and art ideas and whatever, blah, 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 blah. My mother had this saying that was, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. And so, apparently, that is from Edgar Allan Poe. Never knew it. I don't even know if she knew it. My mom has been gone for, 31 years now. Can't even ask her. There's no one to ask. And I don't know if she got that from the actual Edgar Allan Poe, or if it was something she heard somewhere and didn't even realize it. I have no idea. But isn't that so bizarre? And I'm like, and I've been a fan. It's just weird how these things like all of a sudden come out, right? We don't need black yet. And then I'm going to take some tan, some light brown, some browns, whatever. And I'm just going to start collaging over my center. Now notice how I'm not worrying about staying in the lines. I'm just collaging over whatever, because then we're going to take this and we're going to cut it out from the back. So you don't need, let that big chunk come. You don't need to be careful when you're doing these collages. Okay? Just layer the stuff on. I have to layer this over, so I had to add a little bit more glue. But yeah, you totally don't need to be careful and worry about cutting shapes and sizes and whatever, because we're just going to then turn this over and cut it from the back. I want a little bit darker. Not that it's going to matter really, but it is a little bit darker. And I'm taking this and I'm getting a little bit darker down here to the bottom. Just going to add a little bit of shading in the corner and the bottom of my design. So what you guys drinking? Who's drinking iced coffee with me? Who's drinking cold coffee with me? Who's on the YouTube? Who is on the Facebook? Right? We're all over the place today. I have put the link for this template, and here it is in the comment section. Okay, so now basically I've done one flower. I'm going to show you what it looks like because I'm going to cut it out. So I've taken my template. I labeled each of the flowers and then I labeled the petals. We're going to try and put it back like a puzzle. It may or may not work. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's mixed media. It's collage. It doesn't have to be perfect. If the whole puzzling thing goes wonky, who cares? So we're going to put this one flower together. I'm going to line it up for you, but we're not going to actually make it. Oh, let me get my bowl. I'm going to put this one flower, show you how it is, and then we're going to move over to our background. I'm going to show you how I made the background. You don't even need a paintbrush. You need a few paint colors and a scraper. You can use a gift card, a credit card, an old credit card. You got to be careful, though, because you might get paint on it, and then it won't work if you're using a real credit card. So an old credit card or a gift card. And this way you don't worry. Oh, I put this one on wrong. Oh. Okay. did them all wrong. Did them all wrong. Did them all wrong. This is so embarrassing. So these have to get cut out from the back. So bizarre, right? These have to get cut out from the back on the yellow. Good thing I use the glue stick and that comes right off. Silly me. I knew something didn't look right. So there's one. These I'm just going to peel apart. Flip them both over because they have letters on both sides. And glue them back. See, this is what I mean. If we had to like line these up, it would be a little bit more complicated. So much easier when you can cut it from the back side. I don't know if this is going to work. This is a different kind of material. Oh, actually this one, yeah, it does. I was going to say this one doesn't matter because it's on both sides, but it does. So let's put a little bit of glue on there. And now glue it back down on this side. Again, it doesn't matter. I was trying to be particular and labeling all these, but when we come back and we want to put our flower together, it's not really going to matter. So who has plans this weekend? Anyone? You guys, it was freezing cold here yesterday. I had to go out. I had errands to do. I was not a very happy camper. I understand it's, August 21st, but still, isn't that crazy? And today's the 22nd. Okay. Now I know for the next one anyway. And it doesn't matter because these are collage. So here's all my petals. Actually, the circle one I did right. That's what made me realize. This one I didn't cut out yet, so this one doesn't matter. Okay. Scrap. Okay. So now we will cut it out. So I had a nice, well, it wasn't really a surprise, but my daughter number 1 came home last night. She's sleeping upstairs. So when I hop off of here, I can make her some breakfast. So this is how I realized I did it wrong. When it came to the back of those and I didn't have the right coloring or color facing up. All right, so I'm just going to put this one together and then I'm going to show you. So we have A, B, C, D, and then E was down here at the edge of the paper. So that's going to be our one flower, but we're not going to worry about it just yet. So let me move that aside and we're going to work on our background. Okay, let me get my book. So this project is being inspired by this. Do you love her? Isn't she adorable? If you love her, give me a thumbs up or a smiley or a heart because I love her. I think she's really cute. All right, so I'm going to close that up. I'm going to fold this over for now. And we're going to get out a few colors. Now, I don't have to do this whole thing. I'm going to get my tracer. I'm basically, well, I might do the whole thing because we do have some blank spots here and there. Okay. So I have my paint plate. I'm going to put out a little yellow, a little green, and this is Hauser Light, but you can use whatever green you want. A little brown. You don't have to use white. I use white. You don't have to use white. The canvas is white. If you miss some spots, that's okay. But I like to use white. So I'm using white. And then I'm undecided about a blue, so I'm going to wait on that if I even do a blue. I have this. Let's move these over a little bit. Can you guys see? All right. I have this scraper. I have my protector in there. Okay. This is a burnisher for rub-on transfers. But you can use a credit card, a gift card, anything that's firm. If you have a Silhouette or a Cricut, you can use your burnisher for that. Whatever you want. You can use, you guys, you can use a spatula from the kitchen, pancake clipper, whatever you want. It's as long as you have a straight, flat, firm edge, you can use whatever you want for this. Oh, wait, need a little coffee. Okay, let's get back around. Who's having coffee with me? Who's chatting with me? Let me see if we're on here. I don't know if I can see comments, so I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna look on here real quick, see if I have any comments, and then we will move on to our background. One comment, but I think that's me. And there I am drinking. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this yellow, tapping it onto the edge of my scraper, and I'm going to come up to my paper and I'm going to start scraping. I use this plastic to cover the edges of my next pages. So I want to get as high to the top as I can. I'm picking up, this time I picked up green and yellow on there. And I'm going to fill the whole page. Pick up yellow and some brown. And I'm going to fill the whole page. I can do swirlies if I want. And, but I just want this one to be a cross plaid hatch pattern. So I'm just going to go vertically and horizontally. And I'm basically just wiping the paint off of my scraper. I use this plastic so I can come all the way right up to the top. And all my pulls are going to be either vertical or horizontal. Of course, the more paint you put on your scraper, like now I picked up a lot of paint, the more paint you put on your scraper, the longer the line you get. Okay? The less paint, the shorter the line. And when you go over what you've already put down, it's kind of like, this is going to be a collage. We're collaging. I'm showing you guys the background. Hello, Joan. Hello, Carol. I'm going to collage. I put one of these flowers together already. You cut all these pieces out like a puzzle. It's a mixed media page. And we're just using, this is a flower over here that I'm put together. And when I'm done, this is being inspired, that's another collage, by this collage. So I'm doing this background. And then we're going to glue our flowers down on it. But I'm just showing you how you can use anything you have to get the background that you want. So I guess it is a bit abstract. Carol, I know you love me. And I love to see you here. A lot of my art is abstract. I'm going to get some white now. See what a difference that makes? This is why I use the white. You don't have to necessarily use the white for the bottom. I'm using a lot of pressure. I'm picking up white. I'm picking up brown. And I may add a little bit of pink at the end. We'll see. Oh, I was going to add the blue. Maybe I'll add the blue. And I just keep, maybe you guys can see, I just keep coming back in here and tapping in my paint and coming back to my piece. And all my lines are going to be vertical or horizontal across. And that one was a little too white right down the middle. And so I'm going to pick up some green and go over it. But it doesn't matter because a lot of this we're not even going to see. Most of this is going to be covered by our flowers. This is just the background. Now I'm going to, never would have thought of using the scraper. Yes. And then I don't have to wash the brush after. I could just wipe this off. I'm going to very sparingly, and when I say sparingly, look at that. Tiny, tiny, tiny bit. And add in the smallest bit of black. Black can be very overpowering. It is a very, very strong color. So you want to be very careful with it. Okay. And then, because I used the black, I am going to wipe this off. Okay. And I'm going to add a little bit. Let me see. I'm eyeballing it up, thinking if I should use the pink or the blue. I think I'm going to try the blue. What's the worst that could happen, right? That's another thing my mother said. Don't use your teeth. You're going to break your teeth. Oh, I just dropped my thing. Let me grab it. So I was telling that if you just hopped on, and I see you guys are here now, what is a saying that your mom, oh, here I am. What is a saying that your mom used to always say? Can you guys remember something your mom used to always say? Because I just learned something last night and it totally blew me away. My mom was older. I was a late baby. Oh, I like the blue. So my mom was one of maybe two other parents that were older. I was born in 1966 when my mother was almost 40. My mother was born in 1929. Unfortunately, she passed away at 65 years old, which is very young. My sister also died at 65. So it's something between me and you and this whole internet. Sometimes I wonder that. So my mom, my grandmother, and my sister all died at 65. So I don't have to say out loud to you guys what's on my mind all the time, okay? But I digress. So anyway, my mother had some sayings. Did your guys' moms have sayings? My mother had some sayings. Be a leader, not a follower. But she was big on that one. We're going to put this aside again. I'm going to show you the next flower. Yeah, be a leader, not a follower. Show me who your friends are. I'll show you who you are. And then the one that she said a lot, and probably the one that I repeat the most. Well, to my kids, I always said, be a leader, not a follower. And that's, nothing special. Well, it's very special, but you know what I mean. So, but the one I said the most was, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. I'm just looking for some papers to get started. And in the past 5-6 years, I've become a huge fan of Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know where it stemmed from or how it came about or whatever it was. But yeah, I became a huge fan of Edgar Allan Poe. And last night I was doing some crafting research on the interweb and found out that that saying, believe none of what you hear, basically the same, is from, where is it? Dr. Tar and Professor Feather. It's from one of Edgar Allan Poe's books, Dr. Parr and Professor Feather. And it's from Edgar Allan Poe. And I was like, holy moly, how weird is that? And I don't even know if my mother knew that's where it came from. It might have been something her mother used to say. Oh my God, Carol, I hear ya. My mom was always working. My mom worked like a dog. Like a dog, I tell ya. I'm going to turn that around. My mom had multiple jobs and worked her butt off. But it wasn't too much that she didn't reprimand me and scared the bejesus out of me. So I never, went off the rails, honestly. But anyway, yeah. So that is, she used to say that all the time. And it is an Edgar Allan Poe quote from, what story did I say? Dr. Tar and Professor Feather. How weird is that? So weird. So I'm just, since we cut out these shapes first, we don't have to worry about the shape. And I'm just now gluing a little chunk there. Sometimes my glue gets a little chunky. And I'm just gluing these on. Oh, another little piece. Another little piece. So that's my center. And then I have my yellow papers. Their generation, so hard. So hard, Carol. My mom's dad, my grandpa, who I never met, died when she was 14. So when my mom's dad was 14, she had to leave school. My mother only went to school to the 4th grade. Then she had to leave and go to work. These are all my yellow pages. Who remembers the yellow pages? So before I did these the wrong way. So I think, let me think. I need the color on the top. So I have to glue these onto the top. So I have to do it from the bottom. And if you hold it up to the light, you can see. Okay? So I'm putting glue. And then I'm going to the back and I'm putting it on. And let me show you what I mean by this. So now I've glued this down. Oh, it needs a little bit of glue. I'm going to cut out these petals. I made 2 copies of this free template because you want to then attempt to put this back like a puzzle. So if you have a second copy, you cut up one. If you have a second copy, it'll help you lay this out. So there's our 2 petals so far. And our center. I'll cut this out too. I know. But my mom did work hard, but she instilled in me quite the work ethic that I don't think many youngins have. And there is an important aspect to having a life and being a parent and being a friend and being a person and whatnot. But I also think that all that comes with, there we go. You need to be responsible too. You need to be able to feed yourself and clothe yourself in whatever. And so, I mean, everybody's abilities are different. So I'm going through the back. I want to put this on the dress. But there's a time for work and there's a time for play. Some people don't know how to distinguish the two, but there is definitely time to work and time to play. And everybody's threshold for both is different. Oh, look at those deviled eggs. They look yummy. So yes, being a little anal. Somebody put a video up the other day, and it was they said you're not a real crafter if your craft room doesn't look like this. And it was like a bomb went off, you guys. It was like a bomb. And I said, with all due respect, I can't work like that. So I have every time after I finish a project, I mean, is my room perfect? No, it's not perfect. But I can't work in a big mess. Oh, look, this is almost a flower petal shape to begin with. That'll be a good one. So yeah. And everybody's different. And mental health is a real thing. But you know what? There's something to be said for getting up at the crack and being the early bird that gets the worm, right? Nobody's coming to find me. So, I like to change it up a little bit. On my YouTube, you can see, so maybe about a month ago, I did 2 projects. They are on my YouTube. It was the same tracer. One week I painted it, and then the next week I collaged it. Let's see, just look at on here. No, that's too small. You know I'm not throwing nothing away. This might be too dark to go with the rest of these. Actually, this one might work here, down here in the corner. This is more green than yellow. Let me use this one. I have a whole nother flower to do anyway. So I'm putting the glue on the top. And then, oh, there's more yellow here, so this one doesn't really matter. Cool. So I'm going to do one that way. And then one, where is it? This way. I'll show you what I mean. So I put one on this side and one on this side because they're both yellow. So I'm going to use both the patterns from this piece of magazine. Who still gets magazines? Anybody here still get magazines? I get 3 magazines. The answer lies in the 3rd magazine. So I get Better Homes and Gardens, which I almost canceled, but now they redid it, and I like it much better. I get Real Simple magazine, which I love. That's probably the magazine I've been getting for the longest. And Country Living, which I just almost canceled and then didn't. So when I cut this one out, it had a little notch in it, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. So here is our second flower. So we have our center. Then we have all of these working there. Oh, this one had a little piece. Oh, here it is, I guess, maybe. No? I don't know where that one piece went. Let's see. We'll get back to that one. I might be missing one of these. Let me see. There it is. I knew it. All right. So bring these around. There we go. Oh, this was... No. Where this one goes. This was a little piece of G. So let me get this one in here. This is kind of just like a little mindless, a little relaxing. Just sit here and cut and glue and chit chat. What's on everybody's agenda for today? Anything? This one goes up here like this. Okay. I am missing A, B, C, D, E, F. Maybe these come around a little bit more. Maybe that's why. That's probably what it is. I like to get it laid out so then when I'm ready. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is so weird to me. F, E, D. Same picture, but we're missing a hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is right. So you know what? I'm just going to cut another one. I'm going to use this one and trace. Here we go. Oh, need that. I'm just going to cut this out. And put this one down here. It's going to get cut off. Oh, that's probably why, because it gets cut off. So I forgot the C, and it gets cut off. So this is off the page. So I wasn't wrong. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that's one. We'll save that. This is 2. And then let me show you guys. This is 3. So put out all my petals. And again, I'm following this. Good morning. Hey, Kathy. Hello from Baton Rouge. I don't believe you guys got hurricane. I think it came to the East Coast, but how you hanging in there? Good? You okay? We had some wind, a bit of rain that the flowers and the grasses needed. Other than that, we are all good. So, but I will say, you guys, you've been following me a long time. You know I love me some summer weather. Yesterday it was 60. You guys, I went out and ran errands. It was the saddest thing ever. Well, can't say the saddest thing ever, but it was pretty sad. I was like, no, it's still August. It's too cold. It's too cold. I don't want to do it. So we are putting together a little collage. I have a free printable for you guys. Print it twice. Cut one out like a puzzle. And Then we're going to put it together. If you watch the replay, we did the background with a scraper. So that was fun. And now I'm taking some magazine pieces that I have some yellow colors on. And I am laying out my collage pieces on it. And then we're going to put it all together. My background is drying right now. And I'm cutting and we're chatting. So I went food shopping yesterday too. I made a yummy dinner last night. I was impressed. It was really yummy. But I went food shopping yesterday. So not only we're good and crossing our fingers we don't get one. Yes, I'll be crossing my fingers for you too. Absolutely. You cut this one out before I could put it on this one. It was freezing outside yesterday. It was freezing in the grocery store yesterday. It was not a good day. I just wanted to come home, which obviously I did at some point, but I had a lot of running around to do yesterday. So I was not very happy. Then I went to the Dollar Tree. So the man had helped me find something. They have these really fun genie bottles there. Not like I know what I'm going to do with any kind of genie bottle. So, but you know, you go to the $1.25 tree, and I was looking for journals to paint. I found one. But more importantly, I saw this genie bottles that some other woman was checking out with, and I was like, oh, where are those? I think I want to grab one or two. I thought they'd be cute for, they're not good for decoupage because they have a rough surface on them. They're really cute. Let me grab it. I'll show you guys. But so the man who was so nice, the register man, the checkout man, super, super nice guy, said, I'll show you. Here it is. Look how cute these are. The lid thing comes off. I could put colored water in there. I could put sand in there or seeds. Look how cute. Isn't that adorable? $1.25 at the $1.25 tree. It's a little blue. I don't know if you can see. Let me see. They have blue, pink, like a yellow. So now you can see it has a little blue tint to it. Isn't that pretty? So anyway, so the nice man was like, come on, I'll show you. Like, I mean, a lot of times you're in these stores and you could be on the floor dead and they'd step over you. That's how it is here anyway. I don't know how it is by you. So he's taking me to show me. There's one woman in the aisle. Then it's me and him walking. And then this other woman. Okay, turn you guys around. This other woman, well, her car is just like, excuse me, do you see us? The man was tall. He was big. Do you see us? And she was just like, the guy looked at me. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't get it either. No, excuse me. She just kept pushing. It was like literally like we were invisible. Did I become invisible all of a sudden? I was wondering. Because it was, and him. It was the most bizarre. If he wasn't there for me to like turn around and look at, I might have thought it was me. Or am I losing my mind or something? But the fact that he was there and we were both like, really? That it was just so bizarre. So after that, I was like, you know what? I need to go home. So I came home, and that's when I found, when I was doing a little bit of Pinterest and Google and research, that's when I found the Edgar Allan Poe quote that my mom used to always say. And it blew me away. So a lot of these pages I have here are like a golden yellow. So I think this one will be perfect for that too. I'll put this one way up here at the tip. And then this one next to it. And then we'll cut, oh, need a little bit more glue. And we'll cut these out. So I'm very proud of myself, you guys, sticking to this Creative Craft Friday. And if Carol's still here, Carol can attest to me. I used to go live all the time. You know what happened, really? I used to go live all the time. And I'm not going to whine or whatever, but last year, and you can find the series. I'm not doing it again this year. I'm going to do something special, but I'm not going to do this. Last year, I did 31 days of Halloween myself. Every day was a different project. Every day had a tutorial and a download. And I think it totally burnt me out for a while. And then summer came. And so I was having a little trouble committing to y'all. And then I was finally like, you know what? I need to commit. I need to commit. I love them. They love me. It's not fair that I just show up willy-nilly. I'm going to pick a date. I'm picking a date and I'm sticking to it. And that's all there is. And so I have been trying my best. Oh, I was going to use this. I didn't use it more. Oh, well. To stick to this date. And I think it's been working out. It's been a month so far. I mean, I was doing them, but I was just posting them. I wasn't, they were all over the place. Willy-nilly. That was me, Teresa willy-nilly. But now I'm committed, y'all. I'm doing this other center here. So isn't this fun and fairly simple? I mean, the hardest part I feel like was then figuring out what did I cut, what didn't I cut. Oh. So you always have to put more glue if you're going to layer. Always remember, layer your surface, but then, glue your surface, but then at some point, if you're still like layering your paper, you have to add more and more glue. Because every little corner has to be glued down. Kind of wanted the center of this one to be a little bit darker. All right, so let me peel this up and cut this one out. And then we're going to go back to my surface. Look at my bowl. These little gluey pieces go everywhere. My Rachel Ray garbage scrap bowl. Last week I did a live and I made some side salads. Did you guys see that at all? All right, let's make some room. Put the bowl up there. This is my flower for up top. I don't need that. I need those petals. Let's roll this up. Okay. So here is my background. Let me get it off here. This is just a piece of plastic that I use. Yes, love the, oh, thanks, Carol. So I don't mess up the rest of my book. All right. We're going to start down here in the corner because that's the easiest place to start. Oh, I still need my mat. Let me move over. 1, 2, 3, because I have to glue this stuff. I love cucumbers. I was so sad last week. I went to make a different salad, a different cucumber, and I started cutting it up, and I was like, whoa, something's wrong with this. And it was it was a bad cucumber. I was so sad. I mean, it happens. It was big. I should have known better. But it was so sad. Okay. So I'm looking at my puzzle up here. Before I glued this one particular flower wrong, it was all cut out. Is this right? Let me wait on that one. Let me get my, oh, these are these. Oh, this is this. There we go. That's that. No wonder. That one is a different flower. See? Already messing up. And then this one maybe. And then, no, this one. This one. This one. This one, this one, this one, this one. Woohoo! Got it. Okay. And now I'm just putting them together like the puzzle that it is. Putting enough glue on the back of all my pages. I wonder if this bowl is going to end up being collaged. All right, but that's not done yet. That's my first flower. I cut the seeds. Yeah, you know what? 100% Carol. And I tried to do that. It didn't. It had spread beyond the seeds. But you are 100% right. 100% right. But yeah, no, it was beyond the seeds at that point. It was not a good one. All right. So let's see how we're going to lay this one out. Let's see that. And then I think that, right? Maybe this weird, oh, where's this one go? Oh, this is the weird G one. Right? And then this one, because they cross over. And then this one, and, or, no, that's right. This might have to turn a little bit. This might be part of the problem. I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it. But that's basically how this one goes. Okay. Get out my glue stick. 10:54. Oh, I've been on here a long time today. We're going to finish this up, though, because I hate to leave a project unfinished. Although that is the beauty. I recently did a blog post on when I'm working in my junk journals, how I have no problem leaving a page unfinished. Like, I'm okay if I worked on a background or maybe put the main elements in and then moved on. It's really weird how that has now been okay with me, because I used to, like, you know, just I'd have to paint and paint and paint. And so this one out here, this one was notched before and this one went into it, but I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah, I would, oh, I have to finish. But now with like the junk journaling, I mean, I'm on here, I'm doing this tutorial. I want it to be complete. I have mixed emotions with covering up the pretty abstract. Carol, I agree 100%. I'm with you. But sometimes we have to. I can make another abstract. It won't be exactly the same, but sometimes, yes, you are 100% right. I feel you. I get you. I get it. All right, so let's go. Because I used to feel, and on that same note, let me see if I can find something. I don't know what I have in here. On that same note, talking about covering up. So this one, this is the same thing. This was total background and then collage and then layer upon layer upon layer, totally covering up. But I have a lot of that when I'm teaching. Isn't that fun? When I'm teaching, here, this one too, background, layer up. People often say, well, where am I supposed to put that? I have no room. I have no room. And most of everything that we do is layered up. So if you have a flower here, it's okay to have petals overlapping. It's okay to have leaves overlapping. But I know because I will often sometimes have like the most prettiest flower and I'll be like, I don't want to paint over this flower. But sometimes you just got to do it. All right. I think these go like this because for some reason I remember that was 3 and 4. And then I think this has to come over and down a little bit. Not that one. This might be the little one. Yep. Oh, let's move it over and up. Over and up. See, now this one is too, this tracer, we have to make it fit. Okay, because, oh, there we go, 7. This tracer was smaller than my design. So it's, even though I put stuff in from the edges, it's not going to work like that. So this one, and then this one. So there we go. So let's start with these two here. My template could have been larger, but we're not worried about that. Okay, so I started with those two. Now I'm going to do my center and stick it in there. Now there's no actual way I can get this to be straight or get this to be the right way. But do my best, right? And we'll keep going. You just play with it a little bit. See, now this one should have come to the edge, but I'm okay. I know they say trust the process, and I agree with the end results. I totally agree with you, Carol. Totally agree with you, and I've been doing this for years. I guess I have to look at it as, what did I start out to do? And I guess I'm also in a different position than you are because I'm here to share and teach y'all. Okay? And so I started out with the collage in mind. And I basically, this ended up being 2 lessons for you guys. This ended up being the paint lesson for the abstract background. And you could leave it at that. because I showed you how to get the scraper and you were like, oh, a scraper, that's a great idea. And you can make cards and journal pages and canvas artwork, whatever you want to do. And that's well and good. But I started out making a collage for people who might be a little bit challenged to actually paint and pick up the brushes and paint a sunflower. So my goal here was to collage. And so you guys got the collage and you got the abstract background. So it's all like what you're into. And if you don't want to collage, don't collage. I'm not going to come knocking on your door and be like, Carol, where's your collage? We were collaging. No, 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 no. You want to just do the background like I did here and here. That's totally, totally fine. All right. I need to hit this with the dryer a little bit because I'm going to show you how we're going to add some details. When you want to add the details, if you're going to use a Sharpie or a paint pen, this has to be totally dry. This has to be totally dry. If I was going to use my brush, which I could, I probably would use my brush and do the details, but not everybody is comfortable with their liner brush and black paint and doing the details. So I'm not going to use my brush. I'm going to use my Posca paint pen. You can also use a Sharpie. It is totally up to you. But you want this to be dry. If your bottom layer is not dry, you will ruin your Sharpie and or your paint pen. Sharpies, whatever, but these are like $3 a piece and they last a pretty long time. You don't want to ruin your paint pen. They also have these really cool pencils, and these would work. It's called a Stabilo, and it's like a black charcoal kind of. It works really well. Not everybody has one of these. I mean, you could get one, totally up to you. Nobody said you can't. I like it, and you don't have to wait for your project to be dry to use that. I'm just going to use the paint pen. I feel like newbies like the paint pen. When you do your paint pen, you want to give it a shake. And then you want to come someplace else to tap it off to make sure the ink is coming out, or the paint rather is coming out. And I'm going to go through and I'm just going to outline. It does not have to be perfect. Nothing perfect about it. Nothing. Now see how my petals are just popping? When I do the circle. What a difference, right? And like I said, you can do this with paint or a Sharpie if you want. I'm going to add a few little dark dots to the centers. And look how this just now popped right off the page. I want the outside ring of my sunflower centers to be a little bit darker, so I'm going back over it. You close this one up. I'm going to grab my white paint pen. Give it a shake again. Get my scrap paper here. And it's harder to see, but I'm going to blot it off. I can see that it's wet. I don't know if you can see it's shiny. All right. And I'm going to come and put a highlight on my petals. And then a few highlight dots on the opposite side of where I put the dark dots. Okay, and there we go. And then last but not least, oh, here's a perfect one for you. Here we go. This says, trust in the journey. So I'm going to cut it out. I can take this and put it right there, but I'm not going to. Watch. Trust in the journey. I'm going to cut this off. Cut this off. Don't need those. Where's my glue? Oh no. Where's my trust? Journey in the... Oh no. Where'd my paper go? Did anybody see where it went? Carol, did you see where it went? Journey in the... You know it's going to show up when I hop off, right? You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Mixed media, right? In the... I'm just using my finger. Put that there. Okay. And now I'm going to go back to my paint pen. Okay. T-R-U-S-T. There we go. I lost my paper under the book. No, it might have gone to one of the pages. But you know what? I made it work. There we go. You don't have these cool little printables? I just made it work. Trust in the journey. Let me flip you guys around. So thank you guys. And so here is our, love it, our sunflower collage today, just using some scraps from a magazine and the printable that I got you guys. Thanks for joining me. My ice melted, but it's still probably cold. You can grab the printable. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. I would greatly appreciate it. That helps me help you bring a little bit more content your guys' way for free. But if you want more and you want to kick it up a notch, I have that really cool Junk Journal Hive membership with my friend and partner in crime, Serena, where we do 4 projects a month. The link is also up there. Love you guys. Have a great day. The sun is shining. I'm hoping to get outside today. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to wash and vacuum my car. My car is a mess. A mess, I tell ya. It really needs a little TLC. I live out of my car doing in-person parties. So it needs a little attention. So I think that's what I'm going to do today. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great day. And I'm going to see you next Friday. Bye, everyone.